Buenos dias, amigos, amigas, from Ajijic here in the plaza. I'm with the gentleman. His name is Lee. He's from Arizona, and we were talking for quite a few minutes beforehand, and he has got some ties to Michigan. He's got a master's degree from the University of Michigan. I find that quite impressive. And he's been talking about his past employment, what he's retired from, and he's been here for 4 years now. So he does have a lot of experience living here, and I'm really happy I met Lee. And here is Lee. Go ahead, Lee.
Yes, well, as I said, I've been here for 4 years. I found Mexico to be just a wonderful place. One of the first things that I did when I moved here, I went on Facebook and I posted that I was looking for some type of volunteer work. And a couple of reasons for that. One is that Mexico welcomed me into this beautiful country, and I believe in giving back. And within less than a week, I was starting to do volunteer work at the Dog Ranch, also Operation Feed, which is in San Juan Costa. I met some wonderful people here. I must say that living here has been just the best experience. The people are so helpful. I've been learning Spanish. I still have a ways to go, but I try to speak as much Spanish as I can, learn a few new words each and every day. And I have traveled, I should say this, I've traveled and lived in other countries. I lived in Belize on an island for 2 years. I lived in Panama City for a year. I've spent time in Brazil and I spent time in Venezuela. So I have a good feel for the kind of environment that I am happy in. And this environment is certainly worked out to be wonderful for me. I am married. I married a woman who currently lives in the Dominican Republic, and we're working through the immigration process to get her a visa so she can come to Mexico, and then we'll work on getting her a temporal because I am a permanente resident. That was one of the first things that I worked on. So overall, I can say life is good. I'm busy with my volunteer activities. I'm also the treasurer for the Rotary Club in Chapala, and that keeps me busy. And I do other volunteer work in San Pedro, which is a barrio east of here. I go there once a week and I take clothes and I take whatever I can get people to volunteer or donate to help the people there in San Pedro. So with that, for those of you who may be wondering if Mexico might be the right choice for you, I would say come down, check it out. You might decide you want to be close to the beach. You might decide you want to be higher up in the mountains. Here, Lakeside, Ajijic, we have the second best climate in the world. And again, having traveled extensively, I know that to be true. So with that, I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I appreciate the opportunity to share my experience with you.
And I want to say thanks a lot, Lee. I want to first mention, if you see steam coming up at the bottom of the video, that's from the hot coffee we got here. And Lee has a very interesting background, not only here in the Lakeside area, but up in Michigan. And you were in finance.
Yes.
And you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I got my bachelor's degree at a University of Vermont in finance. I went to work for, actually, the company I worked for was DuPont, a chemical company. At that time, it was one of the 10 largest companies in all of the United States, but that changed quickly with the tech companies and oil companies. And I did that for a couple of years, and then I had the opportunity to go to Michigan as a 24-year-old supervisor.
Wow.
And that was quite interesting because almost all of my employees who worked for me were old enough to be either my parent or grandparent. But while there, I decided to pursue my master's degree at the University of Michigan. So I used to drive twice a week to class. It was about a 2.5 hour drive each way, because back then there was no such thing as online classes. But I completed my master's degree. I then decided that I wanted to do something different, and I decided to go into sales and marketing. And after a few years, I had an opportunity to become a sales manager, and I moved all the way to the San Francisco, California area. And I worked there about 12 years. I started out as a district sales manager. I then moved up to a regional sales manager, and I retired as a business director at the age of 55. And again, a wonderful experience. I love living in California, although it is expensive. But it was a great opportunity for my kids to learn different cultures. It was a very diverse community, and it gave them an opportunity to meet people from different parts of the world. I mean, all over the world, and so that helped them with their development.
I want to say, Lee, it's really been a pleasure meeting you. And you know what? If you look at the channel, I just uploaded a video this morning. There's a lady who goes out to San Pedro, and she does work with or helps out. She's a volunteer with people with special children with special needs. And here I am. I say hello to you, and we greeted each other in Spanish and spoke some Spanish together a little bit. And here, lo and behold, here it is, another gentleman who's doing volunteer work, and I really admire that, your altruism, and you're giving back to the Mexican community, and you're well-traveled. This has been a fascinating interview for me, and I hope for all the viewers. And yeah, I getting to know you, and you're a really nice man. I want to have more coffees with you.
Okay.
And we're going to get together and maybe have some more coffees. Quite a man here. So thanks to everyone for viewing. Anything else you would like to say, Lee?
No. In closing, I would just say this has been just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And when you live in the United States, there are a lot of stereotypes about Mexicans and Mexico, and you have to come here and experience it yourself, and you'll be amazed. They're the most honest, hardworking, helpful people that I have ever been around, and I have no plans to ever, unfortunately say this, return to the United States.
Well, said quite a bit. I'm really happy we did this interview. Thanks again, Lee. So, everyone, adios amigos from Ajijic here in the plaza. Tap on that notification bell. You'll be notified of upcoming videos. Thanks once again, Lee. Thanks everyone for viewing. Adios.